Hey y'all, welcome back to Sidewynders Shed. Ah, it's Friday. Yay. Long day today. Let me tell you. It's been a long week. Yeah, 2 weeks ago, I went to go help my nephew with his chicken coop and everything, and took the wife's Jeep. Come on back, and that was on a Saturday. Of course, I picked the coldest friggin' day to do it. But anyway, came back. Everything went good. Got everything done. And Sunday, a buddy of mine, his vehicle broke down. All he needed was a battery charger. So he asked me if I could run the battery charger over to him. Not a problem. Figured I'd do that. Went out to start the Jeep up. Nothing. It cranks over. Nothing. So I thought, hey, after trouble I had with 3 electric fuel pumps on my truck, that's the first thing that went through my mind. It's a fuel pump. So I said, all right, that's easy to test. As long as it's getting spark, it should fire up. And I had some starter fluid, sprayed it in there, nothing. Okay, no spark. I'm like, oh, for God's sakes. Now I gotta go through the electrics, figure out what's going on. Well, I did. I went through the electrics and I figured out what was going on. This is her brain box. Yeah. The friggin' Jeep is brain dead. So, I ordered a rebuilt one. $278. Not too bad. I'll show putting that in and everything. And I'm going to show opening it, putting it in, hooking it up. For 2 reasons, because it comes with a lifetime warranty, and if they say that's not the way you received it, you did this, that, or the other thing to it, bullshit, pardon my language, but I'll have it on video. I'll send them the damn video. Alright, so anyway, this is, today's rant is on electronics. Okay, so we already had the problem with my truck. My truck's on its 3rd computer. It's on its 3rd or 4th friggin' fuel pump. The wife's brain box on her Jeep crapped out. And last night, she's cooking food on our electric stove. And I walked through the kitchen, and because she was cooking, I didn't think anything of it. But then she mentioned, hey, I smell something burning. I said, yeah, well, you cooked dinner. After I woke up, she's like, no, it smells just like this. Now, I'm out in the shed, so this smell did not get in the house. Somewhere along the line, and it's either the stove or the friggin' wiring in the house, is probably starting to look like this. So I don't feel like dealing with it tonight, so I'll probably get some takeout. But electric stove. Okay, fortunately I actually do have a spare sitting out in the man room, and it's actually very nice. It's a glass top. It's probably a $600-700 stove that was given to me for free. I use cast iron. You can use cast iron on a glass stovetop. I just don't really want to. I can already see what's going to happen. I can already see that. I can already picture the top shattering. But anyway, and then this morning I go into work. And I get in there, and for once, first thing in the morning, I don't have anything to do. The actual night guy took care of it. He didn't leave, and I can't blame just my relief driver. I'm talking about the whole crew in there. They have a tendency to shut down at 9 o'clock at night and refuse to do anything. God, I wish I had a job like that. But anyway, honestly, they did everything. I had nothing to do first thing in the morning. So I'm sitting there with at least, in my mind, another 30, 45 minutes before anything gets going. I'm like, okay, cool. So I decide I'm going to go to the cafeteria. They really have a good breakfast. They have an awesome breakfast buffet. They'll cook you your eggs right there. Anything you want. Well, I get up to the cafeteria and the doors are closed. And I'm like, they opening late this morning or they shut down for some reason? The cash registers, the electronic cash registers are not working. I'm like, well, damn. So they closed the place down. They never did get them up and running in time for breakfast. And they still cook breakfast for 500 or 600 people. Well, guess what? All that food got thrown away. Yeah, instead of, I'm old enough now, okay? I remember the old analog cash registers. I also remember when the electronic ones were being phased in. There was always a way with a calculator, a cash box, old-fashioned way, that you didn't have to waste so much if your electronics went down. You could still get rid of your product. You could still sell your product. The customer could still buy it. You can't do that nowadays. We've become so dependent. I mean, I always carry cash in my pocket no matter what. It's just an old habit. I always have some cash on me. I had enough for breakfast. But they wouldn't sell me anything. Okay, now I know a lot of people, they just carry their cards. I've been guilty of that myself on occasion. I have. And if you can't scan the card or use your little chip, they can't get their money. You can't get your product. So yeah, instead of opening the doors too and saying, all right, for this one meal, one day, come on in, guys, so we don't just have to throw it in the garbage. Nope. They let anyone that had money, didn't have money, that wanted to eat, didn't want to eat, no matter. We all starved. And they threw the shit right in the garbage. Tossed it right. God damn, what a waste. Unreal. Just because of electronics. But yeah, here I am. We're in the electronic age now. Okay, electronic era, electronic age, whatever you want to call it. My dad was born 1914. Okay. And so I just talking to a few guys at work, and I was like, yeah, here we are. We're older guys, remembering everything I just said, I said, you know what? I said, think about this. At the beginning of the industrial age, I'm sure that there was somebody out there just got themselves a new steam engine or something like that, and the damn thing broke down, wasn't working. And I bet you there's a bunch of old farts like me running around going, well, if we were still using the mules, we could still get the work done. So I'm sure, nothing's changed. Speaking of my dad, being born 1914, he told me a story one time. And I don't remember, it was one of his older family members. They had gotten themselves, I think it was like a Model A Ford truck, because they're trying to keep up with the times. And the damn thing broke down on him. And he went out and he got himself a shovel and he just started beating on that thing and beating it and beating it. And finally somebody come up to him and said, what are you doing? Why are you beating it? And he just turned to him, looked at him and said, well, it worked on the mules. And I can relate to that. I seriously can. These computers, you will find me beating on them. Why? Because I remember as a kid, the old tube television sets, when they started messing up and your picture started scrolling up and down or get a little fuzzy or you get little wavy lines in it, if it didn't help to move the rabbit ear antennas, you just gave it a good hard smack on the side. Straightened right up. It'd get right in line. I mean, and back then it worked on us kids too. You know, we started getting a little fuzzy, a little iffy, a little bit sketchy. One good smack across the head, boom, you were straight. You straightened right up. But anyway, that's just a little rant I wanted to get off my chest. And tell me what y'all think. What do you guys remember growing up? Things that you used to be able to do manually that now is dependent almost totally on electronics. You know, and I don't just say everything, although you'd probably be right. But what do you remember that was all analog when we were younger that's now 100% electronic? And if the power goes out, the battery dies or whatever, you don't have an analog backup anymore. And what do you think was better? Do you prefer the old analog way of doing things? Or do you like the electronic way now? Let me know what you think. Leave a comment. Thank y'all. And hey, thank all my subscribers and everyone for, again, sticking with me and putting up with me. I do appreciate it. I'll, once I get done doing the honeydew list and getting the missus happy, I'll get back to getting some actual real good content on this. At least I hope it's good. But it'll be different other than me just babbling. Y'all take care. Have a good weekend. Be safe.